Well, next from us, the Lib Dems will be looking to turn up the heat at May's local election. So what better place to start than in the kitchen? Never shy of a stunt, leader Sir Ed Davey rolled up his sleeves and decorated a cake with, what else, the Lib Dem logo. Question is, have voters got an appetite for what the party has to offer? The Lib Dems control 3 councils in London and are targeting more in the capital and beyond. Today, the party launched its campaign in Surrey, where it could be in for a bumpy ride if it fails to get to grips with a pressing problem, as our political correspondent Simon Harris reports.
Surrey's potholes are driving motorists around the bend. Last month alone, the County Council received more than 8,000 reports of craters on its roads.
Terrible. I'm surprised that I actually haven't had a punctured tyre.
There's loads, they come around and fix them, but they last about a week until they deteriorate again.
Swerving around all the time, and yeah, I get caught daily.
They're everywhere, so it's difficult to drive.
You can see there it's completely scrubbed out, which could possibly be caused by going down potholes.
In his workshop near Leatherhead, Evan gets 3 or 4 customers a week coming to him with pothole damage to their cars.
Bulging tyres, cracks in rims, a lot of suspension damage from potholes, and people going down potholes and swerving and stuff like that.
Potholes were on Sir Ed Davey's mind when he launched his local election campaign in the village of Horsley. Never one to shy away from a stunt, he and other Lib Dem politicians staged a bake-off-style contest in a tent. The party's hoping to take control of the 2 new unitary authorities, which will replace Surrey's county and district councils.
If you win in Surrey, will you fix the potholes?
Yes. The potholes are a disgrace across this county, but not just potholes. Look at what the Conservatives...
Where will the money come from? It's going to cost millions. Well, higher council taxes?
No, it's going to be a challenge. You're absolutely right. You can't fix things overnight. But what Liberal Democrats got a very proud record is running the finances better.
Will council tax have to go up?
Well, it's been going up under the Conservatives because they've messed up the budget so much. And I'm really worried that Labour government is not helping councils like Surrey. So it's very difficult to predict, to be honest, Simon, what would happen. I think people are realistic with a mess left by the Conservatives, with a lack of support from Labour, that they may be looking for people to see what we can do.
Surrey isn't the only area with a pothole problem, as Lee knows only too well in his job doing roadside patrols for the AA.
Nationally, we attended over 610,000 pothole-related tasks last year. In the south east, it was 3,500 a month, so it's quite a big issue.
Surrey County Council said the significant increase in the number of potholes was down to freezing temperatures and weeks of rain. The council said its teams were working around the clock to fix, on average, 400 potholes a day. Simon Harris, ITV News, Ockham.
Good evening. London's mayor said today he is appalled by the way bus drivers are treated after this programme exposed shocking working conditions on the capital's roads. So Sadiq Khan said he watched our reports, which revealed drivers falling asleep at traffic lights, urinating in bottles and working in filthy cabs. Many were also afraid to speak up and tell their employer. The mayor said transport bosses needed to check up on them more often and see for themselves what life is like for London's bus drivers. But the mayor didn't escape criticism and was accused of failing to do enough to tackle the problem during his 10 years in the job. Here's our political correspondent, Simon Harris.
Mayor's questions at City Hall can be bad-tempered, but to begin with, there seemed to be a shared sense of concern when Sir Sadiq Khan was questioned about our investigation into bus crashes and driver fatigue.
I'm sure you've seen the ITV reports that 17% of London bus drivers have fallen asleep at the wheel. 1 in 4 does not have adequate toilet facilities.
The ITV report that I saw recently, which I found appalling in terms of what drivers are going through, I followed that up with the Commissioner.
But it wasn't long before the exchange became fractious.
I've been raising this for 5 years, so I'm pleased that it's now come to your attention. I don't know why it didn't previously. One of the problems, to be blunt, is that bus drivers just think that they've also been banging on about this for years, many years longer than I have, and they just think that nothing will change. So what is tangibly happening that it will actually be different this time?
Well, he's only been raising it for a short time, but I've been raising it for 10 years, and I've been bringing about change for 10 years, which is why I'm the first mayor to introduce
Look, I was being nice. So nothing has happened. All of these issues, you've been mayor for nearly a decade, nothing's changed. Stop blowing your own trumpet. You're now pretending that this is the first...
I thought we were going to have a mayor's question time.
No, you're now pretending that this is the first time...
questions to be asked and me to answer them.
You're now pretending this is the first time this has been brought to your attention.
This bad manners is not good for anybody.
There's a
long... If I can answer the question... That'd really help.
He's talking over me because he doesn't want to hear. What will be different this time?
Gaslighting again from the Mayor.
That was the verdict of Kevin Mustafa, a former bus driver who's been campaigning about safety for a decade.
They've all got the same narrative. TfL come out with exactly the same message every single time. We take London bus drivers' lives very seriously. Well, they don't.
Our investigation has heard from drivers who say they've been forced to use jars because there aren't enough toilets on some bus routes. London's buses belong to private companies, which are given contracts to run the services. But the Mayor is looking to set up a publicly owned bus company, which will be controlled by TfL.
Specifically on fatigue.
The chair of the London Assembly Transport Committee wanted to know if that would make a difference.
What opportunities might there be to be able to model best practice in safety on buses?
The huge advantage of having a TfL operated and run bus company in sourcing is provides a benchmark.
The Mayor promised that the next 12 months would see bus drivers enjoying better conditions.
So, Simon, this is a story that even the Mayor can't ignore now.
Yes, he would argue that he's been on the case ever since he became Mayor in 2016, and that he's the Mayor who's brought in toilets on 75 bus routes and other welfare improvements. But we've now had both the Mayor and the Commissioner this week concede that what we've uncovered is acceptable. Sir Sadiq Khan went on today to say that TfL cannot rely on the private bus companies to turn things around, so TfL itself is now going to have to carry out more checks and inspections to make sure that the improvements the bus companies are promising are being delivered. Now, we've heard from quite a few bus drivers in recent days, and if there are any more who want to relate their experiences to us, they can get in touch with contact us at itvlondon.com.
OK, Simon, so it rumbles on. Thank you.